Good morning. Happy Monday. It's a glorious Monday. It's a beautiful fall morning. It's pretty chilly for me to not have a coat on, but it was 43 when I got up. I don't know what it is now, probably in the low 50s, because there's a bit of a chill. I mean, this is like an actual fall that we're having, because usually our falls are bouncing up to 80, although I think we are going to hit 80 this week, but anyway, whatever, that doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, it's been a morning. I set my alarm to get up at 7 because I have been sleeping until 8:15. I never do that. Come on, babe. So I don't know. I guess I need the sleep. Set my alarm and then ended up laying in bed for too long and was stepping out of the tub at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I think the medication I was trying to think of yesterday was Fletcher's Castoria. It sounds familiar, and it's a laxative. So that probably is what it was, because my mother was always giving me stuff for that. Ugh. But I remember that kind of tasting good, kind of having a little bit of a root beer taste. I don't know. But I will say that root beer, I took a couple of sips of it and I was like, this is not as good as I remember. I haven't had one in a long time. I ended up pouring it out because I just wasn't enjoying it. Come this way, baby. I don't want to walk through all that. I'd rather duck through all this. Anyway, I'm going to get off at 11:30 and I've got to go run some errands, and I'm going to get my dad some chicken tortilla soup from Chick-fil-A, because they have that back now. My Mexican restaurant's where I usually get the chicken tortilla soup. It closed. Rude. So there's not really another close Mexican restaurant that I can think of that might have chicken tortilla soup. So I was like, you know what? Chick-fil-A has it, and it is spicy, and I feel like that's what he needs right now, is some spice in his life, right? Sweat that out, whatever that is. Anyway, we're just taking a quick walk since I'm getting off at 11:30. So we're supposed to have a luncheon on Wednesday, and Wednesday's my off day. So I was going to take off tomorrow and work Wednesday, but then I was like, well, I could work 3.5 hours today and 3.5 hours tomorrow. That would be my 7 hours. Instead of taking all day tomorrow off, I could work 3.5 today and 3.5 tomorrow. And then she said, well, we might not be having the luncheon. It's always the way it goes. We always plan it, and somebody ends up sick, and we end up canceling it and putting it off, and somebody else will get sick, and we put it off. Anyway, this is how it always goes. If we don't have that Wednesday, I'll just work all day tomorrow and just take a half a day for today. But I don't want to wait till I'm off and, then have to start running around getting all this stuff. I'd rather do it at lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Let's see, what else was there? There was a lot of comments. Someone said something about sulfur. I don't remember any of that. Burning sulfur or something? I don't remember that. I don't think she ever did that. She tried to not go with some of the old stuff. Hold on just a second. This guy came running down his driveway. I thought he was about to start running up the road towards us because, Penny, my attack. She turned around and looked at me. Penny, the attack dog. Penny, are you an attack dog, baby? Are you an attack dog? She was ready to go, but he just ran to his mailbox and turned around and ran back. So that's cool. I didn't have to fight her for very long. I didn't have to fight her at all. Anyway, my grandmother used so many of those old-timey things and would slather her with salve and, all that stuff, make her drink stuff, and my grandmother was like a shaman. She knew a lot about medicine, but she was also a bit of a hypochondriac, and she would walk around like this all the time, or she'd have her hand on her wrist taking her pulse. And I was like, Mom, what is she doing? She said, I don't know. Just ignore her. Because she always thought that her blood pressure was too high or too low or whatever. She was just always, she was always sick. in her mind. I know that doesn't sound nice, but she'd sit around like this. All the time. I was like, what's she doing? Mom said, checking her pulse or something. I was like, why is she checking her pulse? She said, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I'll be back. Hi, Penny and Tracy. Oh, I'm Tracy. She's Penny. We're taxiing down the runway. Flight 199er something. Anyway, Lord have mercy. First thing I gotta do is go get gas. I'm not gonna tell y'all how low I am on the gasoline. Anyway, I just called this company about some freight, because that's one of my jobs is freight. I check it in. I check on it. I schedule it. I make sure it shows delivered when it's delivered. You know, I do all the things. So I call this company, and I don't have a lot of dealings with this company. They don't bring a lot of our stuff. And after today, I'm very thankful for that. So I called and I said, hi, this is Tracy. Blah, blah, blah. I'm calling about some freight that was supposed to be delivered today, but when I looked it up just now, it shows delayed. And the young person who answered the phone said, I mean, like, do you want to talk to somebody about it? Yeah, that's exactly why I called, to talk to someone about it. She said, well, I mean, like, I don't understand, like, what do you want to do? I said, schedule it. I already had it scheduled for today. Now it shows delayed. I mean, one, I would like to make sure that it is truly delayed. And two, I would like to see if it is delayed, if I can get it for Wednesday. Oh, I guess I'll have to transfer you. Come on, Camilla. Think about what you're doing. Are you just answering the phone and you have no clue what you're doing? Or do you actually know what you're doing and you're having a bad day? Because either way, you need to figure it out, sister. I gotta get gas, so unless y'all want to just watch Penny. Hold on. It's still pumping, but I was reminded of a story, as things usually go. I went with Denise to get gas, and we were at this gas station in Hiram, and when we pulled up, there was a car in front of us, so we took the back one, right? And this woman pulled up, and she got out of the car and started screaming at us because we were at the back one and we should have pulled on up to the front one. Denise was like, but there was a car there getting gas. I mean, how about don't assume? Let me finish this thing. On to other news. Now that we have gasoline, I read this story that this guy in North Carolina, it was near Charlotte, was mowing the grass at this piece of property. And apparently the property is used by several police agencies as a training place. And I know Cobb County has, I don't know if they still do, but they had this house that I guess was, I don't know, condemned, or I don't know how the county acquired the property. I don't know if it was seized because of a drug raid. I don't know. But anyway, the county owned the property. So the police would go in, and the sheriffs, to perform training in this house. So, you know, sneaking, looking around the corners, all that stuff that you have to do when you're the police. It's not at all like you see on TV where they run in with their finger on the trigger and they're doing that weird sideways run. It's not like that at all. Anyway, they don't run sideways. They just walk, or they run. They don't do all that tippy-toe running from the side. I don't get that. They kind of look like crabs. But anyway, speaking of crabs, I have a crab story. But but first, let me finish this one. Oh gosh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so anyway, it was owned by the county, and these law enforcement officers conducted training there. Well, they had a dummy that I guess they used in some of their exercises. Well, the guy shows up to mow the grass, and he thinks that the dummy was left in the yard, so he just mowed the grass around the dummy. And it wasn't a dummy, it was a dead body. Yeah, so Now the family's wanting answers to know, because he didn't report it, because he thought it was a dummy. Speaking of a dummy, I have a story about that too, but let me go to the crabs one first. Back in the day when I worked in the jail, inmates would come up and say that they had crabs. Well, this is horrible, but the deputies would give the inmate a piece of tape and tell them to catch one. Yeah, to catch one on the piece of tape, fold the tape over it, and bring it back to prove that they had crabs. Now, I don't know why anybody would lie about having crabs, but until you've worked at a jail, you really don't understand why people lie about anything, but they do. They'll lie about having crabs to cause the deputies to come in there and shake down the whole cell block and make everybody get naked and get sprayed for crabs. Yeah, they just do stuff like that. Why? I don't know. But anyway, moving on from the crabs to the dummy. When I was in training, I was in jail officer training. I had to climb these 2 flights of stairs that were in the pod. I had on what the firemen wear, the oxygen tank with the big mask, and you had to put that thing in and turn it so you could start breathing, but the whole mask was blacked out, so I couldn't see where I was going. So they would put me in the right direction of the stairs, and I had to climb the stairs. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I had to climb, hands and knees. You had to stay on the floor because of smoke. It was one of these training exercises. There wasn't actually smoke, but that's why my mask was blacked out. So I'm crawling along, get up the stairs, go around the corner into the room, and I have to keep this hand on the wall so I don't get too far away from the wall. This would be good to remember in case you're in a fire. Keep your hand on the wall so you don't get disoriented. And then I had to sweep with my other hand and my leg until I found the dummy. It was supposed to be a dummy. Well, I felt the dummy, and then I turned around and put this hand on the wall and grabbed the dummy. I was supposed to grab the dummy's leg and drag the dummy from the room. Well, my dummy wouldn't move. And I was like, come on now, I am a strong person, especially back then. I've always been freakishly strong for my size and for being a woman. So I was like, why is this not coming? Because I know if those other ladies did it, that I can do it. And man, I gave it one more jerk, and it was so weird how it moved. Like, I remember thinking, well, that was odd because it didn't move smoothly. Well, as it turns out, my dummy was actually a deputy who was a pretty big fellow. He used to play football for the Army. Yeah, so he's a pretty big dude. He's not super tall, but he's built like a, you know what, brick house. You know what I'm saying? For what he wasn't in height, he made up with in the shoulder width and the legs and the arms. Yeah, he was a big fella. Anyway, he was my dummy. So when I grabbed him the second time to give him the old heave-ho to come along, he actually pulled himself up on his arms and started doing that, you know, that kind of like that crab walk where you're walking on your hands that are under you and behind you. You know that thing? Why is everything about crabs today? I don't know. But here we are, killing it. Here we are, eliminating it. I'm going to start using eliminated in place of deceasing someone in certain things. Yeah, anyway. I'm here to get the chicken soup for my dad, so I'll be right back. Okay, soup has been delivered. He took the D test, and it's negative, so yay for that. I know he feels better now that he's taken that test, and he did buy 2, so he can take another one, but he said it immediately came up negative, and the second line never appeared, so that's good. And in other news, Lester posted a video on Longhorn Lester's explaining the algorithm and how it works. And he said, of course, Please go watch the video to get more information. But he said, Facebook, when I upload a video, Facebook sends it out to 20% of my followers. If those 20% like it or comment or share with others, then they will then push it out to like 40%. So it's really critical that any video you watch, that you just hit the like button. That's all you have to do. Hit the like button or type in a comment or both. But some of my videos will have 4,000 views, 2,000 actual watches, and a couple of hundred likes. And I'm like, why can't people just hit the like button? That's all you have to do. People comment all the time that they watch my videos, and I'm like, I have never, ever seen you once like it. Just like it. Because it lets Facebook know that you're enjoying it, and it pushes it out to more people. Plus, if you like it and you type a comment, or you type a comment, then they know that you like it, and they will make sure you get notified. Yeah, that's how it all works, I guess. But go to Lester's page. I think it's on, it may be on Longhorn Lester's and I'm a Survivor, but he does a great job of explaining it, and he's got all the pie charts and all, not pie charts, but all the, it kind of looks like a family tree. Anyway, he explains it all very well on why it's so important to like and comment and share. We're not allowed to ask you to do that. Just go watch his video to help understand it more, okay? But anyway, please do that, okay? That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that I love you and Jesus loves you, and I hope he's coming back soon, because people be crazy and people be lazy. Yeah, like, what do you want me to do about it? That's what I felt like she was saying. Back to the phone call person. All right, anyway, I'm done. I'm hanging up. Have you already hung up? Okay, bye.